Phantasy Star, or the original Phantasy Star, came out in 1987 for the Sega Master System. But this wasn't actually my first experience with the franchise. I first played Phantasy Star online sort of early 2000s when it came out on the Dreamcast, and I didn't actually know that there was other games in the series, which is like a bit of a strange thing now when I look back at it, because there's so much in the sort of like Phantasy Star Online that is related sort of like lore wise to the previous games, and I completely missed them. I didn't know they existed at all. So I first discovered about the other Phantasy Star games so about 10 years ago, when I found my favourite ever YouTuber called the Happy Console Gamer. He did a whole video on the entire series with one of his friends he had on as a guest, and I was just absolutely like amazed by this game. Like the idea of this like proper old school JRPG. It kind of reminded me like looking a bit like Zelda mixed with like the Final Fantasy games, the older Final Fantasy games. So I just had to hunt it down, and that's where I came into a lot of trouble. So the game is notoriously really hard to find. I am really proud to actually own a Sega Master System boxed copy of the first game, but I don't have any of the Mega Drive games. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually capture the Sega Master System game right now because I just don't have the cable for my Master System. I didn't realise that, so I couldn't hook it up to my capture device. So what I'm playing at the moment, what you can see on the screen, is the Sega Master System. I think it's called. So on the Switch, there's a few sort of remasters, and so this is Switch game, and it is the Sega Master System. I can't remember, the Sega Master System Collection or whatever it's called. I think I picked it up on the Switch for about £2-3 when it was on sale. It's usually just under £10. I think it was on sale quite recently. And Sega Ages, that's what it's called, Sega Ages. And it was £2, and yeah, and I really do like playing it. Now, I would say for modern sort of playing the game and ease, is the Sega Ages version is much better, because you've got like a few additional save functions, and it's just a bit easier, it's a bit quicker as well. But I absolutely love these games. More importantly, I love the lore of these games. Like, it's all sort of like fantasy, but it's set in a sci-fi universe, so it always really reminds me of what like the purest version of Dungeons and Dragons is. If you play, if you're looking like the current 5th edition player's handbook, there's a whole sort of like little bit about sci-fi D&D, and that's basically what this is. It's sci-fi D&D. Now, I won't go too much into story, but the stories in these are amazing. I love the stories in all of the Phantasy Star games. I liked the Phantasy Star Online games, and even now the Phantasy Star Online 2 Neon Genesis, which is the most recent Phantasy Star to come out. I think it was re-released like last year, like updated, re-released, and honestly they're so good. But no one ever talks about this series now, and I don't know why no one talks about this series, because it's so like iconic for Sega. All of the games are so expensive now. Like, if you want to pick up any of the Sega Mega Drive games, which is Phantasy Star 2, 3, 4, some of them are in like £200-300. They're so expensive. And like, to get a nice boxed edition, like complete boxed edition, is so expensive. It's ridiculous how much they've gone up in price since their original sale. And it's a really good example of why like retro video gaming and retro video collecting can be valuable, can be worth your time if you get the right games. But then again, you're never ever gonna know what the right games to get are. So it's one of them sort of like catch-22 sort of things. No one really knows what to do with that. But yeah, please let me know in the comments if you know this game, or if you know any of the game series, if you played them, if you like them, if you don't like them. I would happily discuss anything about these games with you. Honestly, I think they're so nice, they're so fun to play, and each one has got their own like unique. Every time when I genuinely find someone that's like played the Phantasy Star series, tends to be someone a bit older than me as well, like more my brother's age, like sort of 10 years older than me myself. but whenever I find someone that has played the Phantasy Star games, they always have a different opinion on what their favourite is. I know some people say that 3 is their favourite, I know some people say that 2 is their favourite, I know loads of people that say 1's their favourite, and then if you're like me, Phantasy Star Online is probably my favourite, just because that's the one I played the most growing up, because that's more my genre. This sort of came out a little bit before I was born, and I think my brother had it, but I don't remember really him playing it, because this sort of stuff doesn't really like, for me as a kid, would not have interested me. Like, I liked action, I liked fighting, I liked to be able to see everything you're doing at the same time. Basically, I liked Zelda. But yeah, and yeah, so that's my video on who remembers Phantasy Star. Please comment below if you do remember, and let me know, and I will start a discussion with this. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.